Hello again. It's the Ciao Bella Ladies, and today we are going to deal with number 138 t-shirt. And that one says, I looked at my steps yesterday. Had a 780, not my usual 20 to 30,000 steps. Well, something. And the resolution for that is just plain, my goal is 20 to 30,000 steps. So, Pumpkin, what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I love this one because I love walking. Oh my goodness, Fox, I love to walk. I think that's the best form of exercise. And I was reading somewhere that it is the best form of exercise. But just like the shirt says, if you want to up your game, because they said the average steps that people walk is like 10,000 steps. But if you really want to up your game and losing weight quicker, well, you either probably have to walk faster if you're doing 10,000, or up your steps to like 20 or 30,000 steps for the day. Yeah. Right? Because there was a point where I was hitting those type of numbers and the weight was just falling off. Yes.
Wow. And then, of course, it's easy just to hook it to something that's, again, we've said this in other blogs, is have your smartphone on. I love to have my Libby, my free audiobooks. And as I'm listening to that rather than being aware of how many steps I'm actually doing. Or maybe I'll have that open as well, but basically it takes my mind off of it.
Exactly.
And it focuses my mind in another positive way. And so I will do dramas. I love mysteries, and of course a lot of positive thinking.
Right.
Blogs and podcasts and so forth and so on. TV.
And it says one more thing I want to ask. Yes. And the article also says that it helps with sleep, and it also helps with your muscle building. Right. So it helps you build muscles too. So that's
all good. Check those off.
Yes, and your heart.
Check them off.
Yes,
check them off.
Check.
TV. Give us your pearls of wisdom.
So the one thing that stood out to me is that if you're usually doing 20,000 to 30,000, and that day that you looked at your steps, you only did 780. I want to know why you did the 780. Is it 780 you walking to the fridge and eating something, or going to the bathroom and eating something? I think sometimes we need to look at those things. So even though we talk about the small victories and counting the small victories, also we need to talk about some of the excuses that we tend to pretend, right? Oh, well, I did some steps. Of course you did steps. You're alive. You're moving. There are some steps that you're going to do, especially if you have your watch on. But if you're normally doing 20,000 or 30,000 and you only did 780, did you really work out that day? Did you really do something? And are you using that as a cop out to say, well, I did something? It was said earlier that how you want to increase your productivity if you want to lose the weight, you also need to increase the honesty that you're saying to yourself as you're
Good point. Yes.
And then sometimes you just don't know.
This is something I just wanted to mention as well. Particularly, I had a bad fall, and so one of my arms I can't use right now. But I found that I still can use my stationary bike, and maybe I'm not doing the amount. But for me, at the moment, maybe that does ring true. For me, if I'm a 10 to 15,000 stepper, and so if at least I can get it still up to 10,000, that's a major effort for me right now. So we do have to keep that in mind. Whoops, we are up against the clock. Ladies, one final comment, one final word?
What I'm going to say is that's true, because if you don't have a way to track your steps, then you don't know what you're doing. Because there's sometimes when you're working and maybe if you have a job where you're stationary and you realize that you don't realize that you're moving unless you find one of these apps that's going to help you track your steps.
Sounds good. TP, any one sentence more?
Honesty is the best policy.
Amen to that one. So there we are. So thank you, everyone. So please like us, subscribe to us, and give us your comments, because we are there trying to make a product for you. So, ciao bella.